funded. It's infinite in supply. So as long as your energy body is open and you're swooping up energy into the heart and keeping that heart open, you're ready to graduate now. And you know, when a group of people gets together and starts talking about doing that, you can instantly feel the energy change in the room. And one of the glories of having meetings here at L&L Research is that by the time the weekend is over, people are consciously loving each other. And, of course, it's so nice because the filter of our material is such that the people that gather here are compatible with each other. And so they immediately, maybe for the first time in their life, there's somebody they can talk to about what they're interested in. That's an incredibly powerful experience for somebody that's been isolated. You know, you can't maybe talk to your family. You can't really talk to your friends. The best you can do is just like Johnny Appleseed it, you know, drop a spiritual thought here, drop a little principle there. But unless you're asked, you know, never, ever bring it up. I mean, it's not what we know. It's how we are. It's being. That's the real art. That is what's going to make us able to graduate at harvest time. And as I said, I think harvest time is going to come not at 2012 or at any one time. I think it's going to come for each of us when we pass from this mortal coil and begin to explore the universe without the heavy physical body. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that and then some. But I do have a quick follow-up. When you talk about service to others, the message isn't to just change a lifestyle or a profession or anything like that. You're talking more about the intent behind everything you're doing. Is that right?
No, there's nothing that a person does. He can be a mechanic. He can work in a grocery store. It doesn't matter what you do. It matters that you do it with love. It matters that you do it with respect, because respect for yourself as a powerful person is a thing that is not translatable quantitatively. It's like, yes, you can be a soldier, and you can be incredibly powerful spiritually on the service to others path. I did a reading for a guy last spring who had written a book called, I think it's called The Intuitive Warrior, and he was an incredibly positive entity. He had been, participated in Iraq. He had participated in Afghanistan, and now he is a private consultant and does security for things, but always with the greatest of love. And to the point, he has honed his skills to the point where he is aware when violence will happen by remote viewing and simply moves his company away from the violence so that no one ever gets hurt. I mean, he's famous for that within the armed services. And it's a wonderful book. I recommend it. But it doesn't matter what you do. I remember loving being a barmaid because, first of all, I could satisfy everyone's desire for what they wanted, a beer. I could get it easily. Here it is. Have fun, More than that, though, if there was somebody that was coming in there and staring at the bar and we was all alone, and I could sit down if I didn't have any orders and just, how are you tonight? And how are you doing? And just pay attention to this person who's lonely. And, there was a tremendous amount of service going on there. I thought it was a terrific job. I remember another job I had in college had to do with being the reproduction officer for the University of Louisville in the reproduction department. That's what it said on the door. I got a kick out of that. Never have had kids. Anyway, I would be sitting there sorting a 35-page paper that 39 copies of it were needed for somebody in the law school. And I would get into the rhythm of the sorting, and all of a sudden I would be in the best meditation I'd had in weeks. If you play with life, if you respect yourself enough to be a consciously spiritual being, any job opens up and blooms. so that it is the best possible place you could be in right now. And when you're done with the learning that job offered, then boom, synchronicity speaks, and you get into a different. You offered another opportunity that's a different kind of opportunity. But now I don't look down my nose at any job as being a place where there's no way that you're going to be able to carry on a spiritually oriented life, because life itself is sacred. I have had an awareness when cleaning the John of the water closet, saying, "Oh, it feels so good to be clean. Thank you so much," and you just are making those energies bright and shining and full of love. My car is a person. Every little humble chore that you do, driving somewhere or whatever, you are a creature of love with the opportunity to create your environment so that it's all loving. And you're the boss. You're the little creator of your own subjective universe. If you want it to be a density of love and just not bother with third density, you can pull it off, with the exception, of course, of getting pulled off of your tuning by, things that happen in life. And we all have that. But, for every night there comes the dawn. And we don't have to accept the things that happen to us that are harsh. For instance, when I was, for about the first 2 months after my spinal fusion operation, because of the fact that I'd had 8 vertebrae done at once, I was sort of down for the count for about 2 months. But it was a chance for me to do more deep inner work than I had been able to do in a while, because I was always busy. So I really enjoyed the time, not that I enjoyed the pain of it, but that I enjoyed the emptiness of it, the spaciousness of it, because my job was to be and to take care for my tuning and not to let this turn into a negative situation. And indeed it did not. I've always been lifted up. And of course I had the help of so many people that were sending, by you probably were praying for me, and so many other people were as well, and sending me absent healing. And by the way, for all of those who may be listening, absent healing works. You can't see my scar, and it's only 2.5 months into recovery.
Wow. That's amazing. That's great. I hate to cut you off right now, but we're a minute out of the show. Thank you very much, caller, for calling in. I wanted to give this time to you, Carla, to talk about anything that's coming up for you. That you talked about some conferences. If you wanted to let us know where.
My websites are the archive site, where you can read everything that I've ever channeled. And you'll be able, once we get a transcript of this interview, and one of our transcribers transcribes it, I edit it, it goes to our site, and you can read the interview. I mean, all of this material is available for free. llresearch.org. Our community, spiritual community site is Bring Forth, BRING4TH.org. I blog on it daily. People can keep up with me that way. I ended up having to do that in 2006. I knew too many people. I could not write letters anymore, so I just write one love letter to the world every day. And our next gathering, and my first since the surgery, will be September 3rd through September 5th. And that will be our annual homecoming. And you can find out about that by going to Bring Forth and looking in the news. It's mentioned in there. You can look up the cost of it, the curriculum, etc.
Okay, great.
I want to thank you again for having me on.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much for coming on. I'd love to have you back on and do another hour. They go by so fast. You can also check my website, reneemartin.com. I also post all my shows there, and so you can check it out there or come back and visit the player here. So everyone have a good evening, and thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much.